Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at Loopring. And just before we do, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I just have years of trading experience, over 15 years, and my goal is to help you become more of an effective trader. That's the reason why I have a trading community and a signal group, just to ensure that we all stay profitable, whether or not it's a bull market or bear market. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Regardless of that fact, check that out in your own time. I have a link in the description below, of course, for the video in case you want to kind of understand what you're getting into there. But simply put, we're looking at Loopring here. And in the last 12 hours, it's actually done some things. It's almost had as much movement as it did in a full 24 hours yesterday. So there is still a good chance we could see, much more increase here from the price. So we'll definitely double check and kind of look at a potential for big pictures. So first things first, obviously we got some previous support levels. Keep in mind, most of these are based on previous resistance levels. So bottom line here is that we have a 94 cents was a pretty strong support. The price effectively came down and bounced off of that yesterday or through the night. And then of course, here today, we got it breaking the previous highs. So let's take a look at the smaller time frame so you can kind of see what I'm referring to there. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see obviously this resistance level of 114 was established because the price couldn't break through that. Just no less than 8 hours ago, the price broke through 143, and that is likely considered to be as a new support level. So something to understand if you're not familiar with this, previous resistance levels that were specifically all-time highs become very strong support levels moving forward. So just keep that in mind. That could very well work as a potential buffer, basically a support level for the price to come up, come down and bounce off. It could effectively continue sideways and consolidate there and then continue for another leg up. That's essentially what happened here, right? Continued down. We got a MACD convergence on the 4-hour chart, which by the way was right here. Because I was looking at that, I was like, wow, that's really cool. It basically told us before it was going to take off. So we want to pay attention to that, but keep this in mind. It's a bit on the overextended side, so hypothetically, based on this data alone, the price shouldn't go much further, right? Of course, most of these coins are defying the laws of trading, so we really don't know just yet how much higher it'll go. But bottom line is that it's up over 70 on the RSI. That's basically just showing that 70 has become a new support level. So there's a good chance that it'll continue to ride out this wave for at least a little while longer. And if we look at, I think we got just enough time here, just enough consolidation for this next leg up. So if we look at TD sequential, we should see a reset. There we go. We got a 9, and it resets back, and we should now be seeing, it'll start counting 1 to 9 again. So we do hypothetically have a decent amount of time left in this potential bullish run, right? It's not a guarantee, but that definitely does factor in. Simple moving averages are far enough away. We don't need to worry about those for now. Let's take a look at the Ishimoku cloud, kind of see what's going on. Pretty standard stuff for a bull run like this. Price is well above the cloud. So just note that if the price were to come down and consolidate, which I anticipate eventually, it may not happen just yet, but I think eventually we should see 114 as a pretty strong support level. If that were to be the case, the cloud will just keep continuing on up and the price should essentially ride it out. That happens very frequently with bull runs. You saw it with quite a few other coins here recently. So just note that as well. Furthermore, we want to see how much time we have left here. Keep this in mind as well. We are on, this is again the 1-hour chart. TD sequential is probably the most effective, right? And the main reason why is because bull runs last a short while. They usually only last about 9 to 12 hours, right? You might see some last 24 to 36, but they have periods of consolidation between, or there's just some kind of fundamental catalyst that keeps pushing it harder. That being said, we're at a 9 right now, so hypothetically we shouldn't see much more of an increase without a cooling off period. In other words, we hypothetically should see 9 hours of retracement, 9 hours of consolidation. It doesn't always work out that way, right? Because if we look back here, you see a 9 right here, for example, and it pumped an hour later, but then it consolidated. We saw a 1 through a 9 again, and we got a period of consolidation. So you can kind of see that's why Loopring is actually healthy in the sense of the fact that these runs are very healthy, right? So we got 9, consolidation, 9, consolidation. We're at a 9 now. What do you think it's going to do next? Consolidation. There's a strong chance we'll see that. So just note that that is factoring in here, but that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that will continue to allow for this to push up even further later on, right? So my hope is that the price will consolidate closer to support here at about 114, 115 range, and effectively bounce from there. Now let's go ahead and just reestablish the support levels and call it a day. Make sure we understand roughly where we're at with this new little push. And obviously make sure that we're on the right track. So we want to know, big picture, how much longer or further this will go, right? Well, let's go ahead and pull that up now. So taking a look here, this is more of a better case scenario. Again, we want period of consolidation. We want a little bit of time, but once we get that time, then right up here, we can see right at about 207 is essentially the case in point where we could have a highest point. So $2.07 is basically the better case scenario here, I would say by month end, right? That's giving it enough time to consolidate, enough time to leg up. There's a good chance this will probably happen in the next couple weeks or less, or sooner rather, just based on the simple fact that these coins are taking off right now. You know, we got the sandboxes and the LRCs, a lot of these coins that are very relevant to each other that have these fundamental catalysts, right? Everyone's just hyped up about these right now. So pay attention to that and be aware of it, and maybe jump in. I normally don't say, FOMO is a good thing. I mean, it's definitely never a good thing, really. But in this case, you would essentially be missing out if you don't get into something like this, right? That's what we see time in and time again. So again, don't just buy the top, right? Wait for it to consolidate and calm down. But generally speaking, we should see LRC be ramping up here again in the relative near future. So again, best case scenario, 207. Why don't we go ahead and mark just some of the major support and resistance levels, just so we can kind of see if it were to leg up again, where it will go, and just kind of get an idea of what the potential is as well. So all in all, definitely looking pretty good here though for LRC. I like what I'm seeing, and I think it's a very good coin. So again, best case scenario from here, if it were to leg up again, that's still pretty significant. We got a 60% potential increase at once again about 207. All right. So month end 207, I would say perhaps within a week or two, we may even see that too. But I'm more of a conservative trader personally, and I don't, if it keeps going up too much further too fast, then we're going to have a significant retracement. We don't want to see that. Some of the other coins had actually done that recently. So either way, if you found benefit here, please consider liking and subscribing, of course. Check out my Telegram community. I do have a fantastic group of folks there. Every one of them is just so amazing. I can't believe how great of a group we have. So thank you so much to my patrons for being just amazing parts of my life. I really do appreciate that. Oh, and here we go. We got a take profit target at OGN. I'll go ahead and take a look at that here now. That's probably just another signal that we sent out that we're need to take some profit on. So hey, thank you so much again for joining me here today. We'll see you in the next video. You have a good one. Take care.